All right, let's just jump right in. If your academic year already feels like this jumble of deadlines, assignments, and readings, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to talk about how to turn all that chaos into a simple, clear plan using one really powerful tool.
You know the feeling, right? You've got multiple modules, assignments are flying at you from every direction, and you've got those big exam dates just sitting there on the calendar. It really is easy to feel like you're just treading water, trying to keep your head up.
I mean, think about it. You've got your lectures, your labs, your tutorials, and that's all before you even find a minute to think about actual revision. When every single thing feels important, how do you even decide what to tackle first?
And see, this is the trap so many of us fall into. We're just reacting. You barely submit one assignment, and boom, you're already panicking about the next one. That constant firefighting mode, it's completely exhausting, and honestly, it's a terrible way to actually learn anything. We have to break that cycle.
So this is the mental shift. This is the thing that changes the entire game. Instead of letting your deadlines push you around, you are going to get out in front of them. It's really about taking back control and telling your time where to go, not just wondering where it all went.
So, how do we do it? Well, let me introduce you to what might just become your new best friend, the Gantt chart. Now, forget all the complicated corporate jargon. For our purposes, just think of this as a visual map for your entire academic year.
You know, the easiest way to think about it is like a timeline, but on steroids. It's basically a bar chart that shows you what you need to do and when you need to do it. Each one of those little bars is a task, and how long the bar is, well, that's how long the task will take. All of a sudden, your whole year is visible in a single glance.
And this right here, this is the real magic of it. Instead of just seeing one giant assignment deadline way off in the future, a Gantt chart forces you to see all the smaller steps you need to take to get there. It shows you the entire life of a project, from that first bit of research all the way to that final, satisfying click on the submit button.
And we're not just talking theory here. We're going to get super practical and focus on the exact modules you're going to be dealing with. This is all about building a real, actionable plan for this specific workload.
Okay, time to roll up our sleeves. Building this master plan isn't hard, but you have to make sure you put in the right ingredients to make it something you'll actually use.
Your whole plan is really built on 4 key pillars. First, you've got to lock in the stuff that doesn't move, your lectures, your labs, all that. Next, and this is so important, you need to proactively block out your revision time right from the start. Then, pepper in all those key dates. And finally, you need to figure out the dependencies. So, what does that even mean?
I mean, this says it all, right? This is a dependency. It's just common sense. Some tasks have to happen before others can even begin. What a Gantt chart does is make these connections totally obvious, so you don't accidentally schedule yourself to write a report for a lab you haven't even attended yet.
Now, there are 2 more things that will absolutely make or break your plan. First, you need to set milestones. Think of them as little checkpoints along the way, like first draft done. That lets you know you're on track. And second, you have to be brutally honest with yourself about how long things actually take. If you know that research always takes you 10 hours, don't schedule 5. That's just setting yourself up for stress. Realism is key.
Okay, so you know what goes into the plan, but how do you, actually make it? And maybe more importantly, how do you stick with it? Let's talk about some tools.
It's really helpful to think about 2 different kinds of tools. First, you've got your big picture planners, like Microsoft Project or Lucidchart. That's where you build the master plan, the whole year at a glance. But then you need a daily driver, something like My Study Life, that takes that huge plan and tells you what you need to do today.
And for things like revision, sure, you can check out tools like GoConquer for making notes or flashcards. But please, don't get stuck trying to find the perfect app. The most important thing is to find something that just clicks for you. Honestly, the best tool is the one you actually remember to open.
So, we've talked about how all this planning brings clarity and cuts down on stress, and that's huge. But there is even a bigger, much more immediate reason why you should be paying very, very close attention right now.
I mean, why go to all this trouble? Why map everything out in such detail right at the beginning of the year? What is it that makes this more than just, a good habit?
And there you have it. This isn't just a warm-up. This isn't practice. The very act of making this plan is a fundamental part of your coursework. So just let that sink in for a second. All the effort you're about to put into this, thinking through the timing, mapping out all the steps, it's not just a nice little organizational exercise, it literally counts towards your grade.
And just to be absolutely crystal clear about it, the planning activity we're talking about, creating your Gantt chart,
is Assessment A. There's a direct, graded line connecting the work you do now to a mark on your final transcript.
This is the ultimate win-win. You're building a tool that will genuinely make your year less stressful and more organized, and you actually get graded for doing it. The time you put in now pays off twice.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Forgetting the grades and the deadlines for a minute. Just think about how seeing your entire path laid out in front of you, all the steps, all the connections, how will that change things? How will that give you the confidence to not just get through the year, but to actually master it?